This program is recorded at Delhi on 24th November 1973. Revered Mataji is replying to the questions of the sadhakas during the 10-day series of lectures held at Delhi.
To your subject matter, but just try to continue with my thought, and later on if you have any problems I'll answer about that. But as I told you, it's an ocean of knowledge, and I've been speaking like this for 5 years, and some of them have been hearing me for about 5 years, but still everything I say they want to record it and want to rehear it, and I don't know, so I think it's all bottomless pit. Now, what exactly Kundalini is, let us start from this point. I'll go one by one to different subjects. Just before Kundalini, let us know what is creation, because without creation we do not understand the place of Kundalini, which I will in a very short form tell. The entire creation, like the tree, is a manifestation of one seed, which we can call as Brahma Bij, is the seed of creation. Now, every seed has a germinating power. In the same way, the Brahma Bij also has a germinating power. Now, it's a hypothesis for you, for all the scientific understanding, it is a hypothesis. But we can establish it later on by our experiments. So it becomes a law and a scientific fact. In the beginning, this seed, there is no beginning and end. But let us start a stage from where we can say the seed becoming the tree and the tree becoming the seed. The seed vibrated first time, and the vibrations of divine love, which is the power of that seed of Brahma. Divine love is awareness itself and is a power which has got electricity, magnetism and all material powers in it. Also a power that thinks, regulates, plans and creates. You can't conceive of such a power, because such a power doesn't exist in material world. So from the seed, the vibrations of awareness started. I think you should put your hands like this, so that your deconditioning also goes on with my speech. So the vibrations of that divine love spread on all the sides of the seed and form the circle. This is what we call as Shakti, is the power, the divine love, or the divine power. So the seed was separated, the seed of Brahma, which was abstract in the sense that it was not manifesting in any material appearances, manifestations. The seed was separated from the Shakti, and we had two forces working. One was the Brahma itself as a seed, and another as its power as the Shakti. They call it, the Shaivite call it as the Shiva and the Shakti. Vaishnavite call it as the Vishnu, Krishna and Radha. Whatever you call it is not the point. Actually, we human beings only call them by names and separate them. But actually, there were only two things that existed. The first Ishvara, the witness, the regulator, the supervisor who was watching his own Shakti and the play of that Shakti. This Shakti started manifesting itself, but the Ishvara is the supervisor, he is the witness, and he is silent. Shakti had three powers. How she manifested, how she came into being is another subject. How she has managed it is another subject. But she has got three powers. First power is through her ego, which is the incarnating power. Second power is her divine power. And third power is her material power. Divine power throughout regulated, created the whole universe. Shakti by another movement created three types of moods. Three moods she created by movement like that. Twice she moved like that around her ego, and these three moods were like a mother. She had a desire to have a child. Desire. So she created Tamoguna. Then she had to act on that. So she created the Rajoguna, the activating force. And once she has created her own creation, she wanted to reveal her love. So the Sattva-guna was created, the revelation. She is the mother. If you can think of, she is the mother of all the mothers. How a mother feels her child, she feels her creation. First she creates through the divine power, acting on the material power, all the creation. And then she comes again and again in three different forms. She comes as a mother herself. Then she is most powerful and expressive. As she has come, as Navadurga she has come, as Mother Mary she has come, as Kuan Yin she has come. She has come in many forms, in many parts of the world. She came as Muhammad's daughter, she came as Nanak's sister, she came as Janaka's daughter. Only one person, all the time coming in this world in different forms. When she comes only as a mother, she is very effective and she is very dynamic. But sometimes she comes as a wife and sometimes as a mother, then she is dormant. She acts, but she is not felt, like Radha of Krishna. Same mother comes again and again incarnate to help the people to evolve out of this Bhavasagara, is the void. She creates the Maya. She creates the illusion like a mother bird who hides herself and calls the little one, the little birdie, so the little bird can spread its wings to find the mother. She creates all the illusion, and it is she only who makes you realize that it's all the illusion. She makes you feel that you are separate from her. The I-ness in you, she develops herself, and then she wants you to find out the means, the mother, the all-pervading Chaitanya, that is your mother. And by doing this, She matures you throughout and creates a beautiful instrument out of a human being. And then she reveals her love and exposes herself, her love, into your being. First, the material evolution took place, as you know very well. I have spoken on that also. I would not like to touch that now. Then, up to the human level, it has come. Now, the human being has raised his body. The animal has not. But human being raises his body and his brain starts developing in a conical way. That conical structure gives it a prism-like qualities by which the Chaitanya, the light when it pours through the brain, goes into refraction. I hope you understand the word refraction. Means it passes through the prism you have seen, the Kendrikarana as they call it. The rays are separate. Only in the human beings the rays of Chaitanya are separated and not in the animals. And the rays that pass through the center of the fontanelle bone here, which we call as tadu, which is a very important thing. It passes through the apex of the brain and goes straight directly down through the medulla oblongata and settles down at the back of the triangular bone known as coccyx. Is completely parasympathetic in its function, that is, it fills you up completely, and that rests there as a residual consciousness, that is the Kundalini. Doctors may not agree today, but they will have to agree one day. I can show you the breathing of the Kundalini in the cosmos. ते तोंडात ठेवायला गेलं माझ्या खोलीत डेली क्लॅब ऑल माया हां गला पकड. So in the center of this of your head at the coccyx, from there to the coccyx, is a line which goes down through the medulla oblongata and is known as the channel of Sushumna. The two other things that pass across like that are sympathetic in nature because they are there to exhaust your energy. Also are known as sympathetic nervous system, but their channels are known as Ida and Pingala. So the mother Kundalini settles down the residual consciousness in the cosmos. She is very well settled there, waiting for an opportunity to rise. And the opportunity is when her child, she has only one child, and throughout his birth she is following him. She is all the time with him. When the child dies, her vacuum is created, and again she comes back in the same child, and she knows all the problems of the child. This Kundalini gives you the rebirth. You have heard about Dvijaha, the one who is twice born. Every religion, I mean religion, I do not mean irreligion. Every religion has preached that you have to be reborn. Those who have not are no religion. Religion in the Sanskrit language is dharma. Dharma means dharayati sa dharma, the one which you sustain. Whatever you sustain is the dharma. Still sustain doesn't have that meaning, but still we can say sustain, because in the law ministry and all that you hear this word bit too much and so cheaply. But the one that sustains is the dharma. Sustains what? Sustains the meeting of the all-pervading. Not these jadugars comes. You see that they go anga jadu is that, yahan se nikal diya, wahan se nikal diya. All these things are not dharma. Remember one thing, that all these things are not dharma. Dharma is only the one that sustains the meeting of Atma with Paramatma. In a human being, in his heart, in every being, in the heart of all the living beings is the reflection of the Atma, which is of the Paramatma, which I have told you about, the Ishvara which is sitting. He is reflected. And like a flicker of a flame, just like your thumb, it is there in your heart. Actually, all your growth, creation, everything is managed by your heart, not by your brain. In the seat of the heart, in the center of the heart. No, I'll tell you what. Your point is all right. The doctor said the heart is here. The heart is the organ. Heart is the organ which is looked after by the cardiac plexus. So part of the cardiac plexus is looking after the heart, because cardiac plexus has got many subplexuses, out of which, except for 4 of them, the rest of them, that is, heart has got 12 plexuses, out of which 8 of them are looking after the heart, 4 of them other things. I mean, there is a mixture of all these things, that some of them are looking after the heart and some of them are looking after the lungs. But this life is in your heart, in the organ heart, not in the plexus. Plexus is for the play of the Kundalini. But the Kundalini moves in such a way that she goes to the heart later on, and the enlightenment takes place. The spark starts from there. And when we raise your Kundalini through Sahaja Yoga, the system is followed like this, that the Kundalini rises because of a certain condition being filled. There is a gap in your Sushumna, which is shown outside also, that below the heart, the vagus nerve ends abruptly. And up to the aortic plexus there is a void. If there is a doctor, he'll understand me. This void is to be filled by the same divine love. If somebody who has got this divine love flowing through her or his being, then such a person can pour that love, that water of love, for your ceaseless journey. This is the condition of Sahaja. That's why a person who is not realized cannot do this. Even a realized person may not be able to do it, because he must reach a certain stage of that divine love by which he can give you realization. For example, now we have given realization to thousands of people here and abroad, and also awakening to I don't know how many thousands. But out of them, only 11 people so far can give realization. And they know the technique of giving the realization and telling the people how to maintain. Only 11 in these 5 years. The day I have 1,000 like these, no problem. I need 1,000 hands to fight the war between the Dharma and others. Dharma can be established, but the only problem of Sahaja Yoga is that you have to be completely independent and free, and that you must choose it by your will. Your will be respected till the end. If you have no will to have it, you cannot. It is not enticement or mesmerism by which I can do it. So naturally, it will have to work slowly, gradually, according to your will. If you do not have the will, I am going to respect you as a mother respects her grown-up child. It is for you to decide to have. It is in your will, you get the experience and you are sure of it. And once you get it, there's no doubt left in your mind. You know that. The pardon? Yeah. Yeah, it may. Now, there are different and different types of people. You see, and different types of things they have done to their own Kundalini. The problem is how far you have kept your Kundalini all right. It's very important because it falls in many cases. We have seen it. We are trying to pull it up, it's going down. But nothing will happen to you. You won't know, but he will. Now, the method to be followed, I'll tell you that later on. With that goes answer. Now, the method to be followed is not your job. Is not your job. It is to be done by the divine love itself. Why should you worry? You never asked to be created. You never asked for all this headache. Why should you worry about these things? Let the divine look after you. But in our ignorance, as human beings are, most of them are very ignorant people. They may be very learned. We feel we are carrying the load of all the world on our heads. The other day, as I told you a joke, that some villagers who were going by a plane were told not to carry such a lot of luggage. So when they took their seats, they put all the luggage on their head. And they were asked, why are you putting the luggage on your head? They said, oh, we are trying to reduce the weight of the aeroplane. The one who has created you, the one who is doing everything in you, the one who is pulsating your heart every moment, every minute he is looking after your breathing. What can you do? What method do you have to produce one plant out of one seed? One, I say one. Human beings have no method to do anything that is living. Simple fact. But in our ignorance, we think that we are doing something. We are doing nothing whatsoever. We have to be the tool of the divine. That's why we are born in this. And Sahaja Yoga itself means Sahaja, means born with you. Now, you know what do you do to digest your food? Nothing. What do we do to make our heart beat? Nothing. In the same way, you do nothing to get realization. Actually, this is the fact. And what do? I just love you. That's all. If I say I love you, you might think it's a relative term. It's not that. It's like the sunshine. As the sun shines on you, my love shines on you. And the love pours into your being, deconditions you, and that void is filled, and the Kundalini rises in her glory. But so far, all the other Kundalini Jagritis and all that you might have heard about, you just forget them. Oh, just forget. They are so confused. To such an extent. You might have read very, very big books. I know so many people have written and I used to laugh at them. Now, they are so much confused that they do not know that Mooladhara is separated very much from Mooladhara Chakra. This is a very important point which you have brought out, which I wish I could tell you because you are all mature people. Mooladhara is the causes where the Kundalini mother is sitting there. You are a holy mother. Mother is a holy thing. You are already sublimated. You are not to be sublimated. Those who talk of sex sublimation are foolish people. They have no idea. You are already having your mother seated there, just waiting for this little happening. Mooladhara chakra is the only chakra in which the chakra is outside the medulla oblongata and is seated at a point from where it also controls the sex. Sex is something like we have got an outlet in our household, Mori. A little of this energy flows there and is settled at Mooladhara chakra. Finished. Do we, when we want to drink water, do we pump out that Mori and put that water up there even if we do not have water to drink? How can you have evolution this way by going through sex? Sex has nothing to do with Kundalini, I can assure you that. On the contrary, those who try these tricks, putting the sex on their mother, are insulting their mother to such an extent that she gets angry and annoyed. And her temper, which crawls on your sympathetic nervous system, gives you all these horrible experiences of shouting, screaming, jumping, and all doing all kinds of things. She is your mother. As an Indian, you can understand what is a mother now. That's right, therefore. It was another Rakshasa who preached all kinds of nonsensical things about human beings. He only knew about libido. He had not the complete knowledge about human beings. He just discussed libido. And with libido, he confused Kundalini, and he is talking about all these suppressed feelings which are nothing but expression and manifestation of the libido. Libido is just a part on the side which is we call as Pingala Nadi. He has ruined the American mind by talking about these things, and the American mothers, poor things, are completely crushed under it. At least, thank God, in India we do not have this problem. We have many others, but not this. Americans have solved lots of their problems and are now on the brink of realization. But the only problem is this Mr. Freud, who has put wrong ideas into their heads about their mothers. If that was not there, it's a wonderful place and beautiful people just seeking realization, about to be realized. So we as Indians understand what is our mother is, and putting the sex on her, except for Jung, who was Freud's disciple, who has refuted all his charges and has told many a times and written books after books against this kind of attitude, one-sided attitude of Freud. But few people have read Jung. That's the tragedy. But as it is, now this is the wrong type of Kundalini sadhana, as they call it. She never gets angry. You don't know how much she loves. She loves you more than I do. When I try to raise your Kundalini, she says, first cure my child. This is the problem of my child of previous birth. This is the problem of my child of this birth. Physically, this is the problem. Will you please first cure the child? So I have to jolly well cure you, otherwise she wouldn't come up. That's fine. Now, her position in the medulla oblongata is the coccyx, is the triangular bone, where she sits in 3.5 points, which you can see also later on when you are realized and when you go to a certain stage. And when you have got it through your parasympathetic, you can go to your sympathetic and see all these things. They are so confused. If you read their books, don't you find they are very much confused about their positions and everything that they talk about? Some say the Mooladhara chakra is here, some say it is there. How can that be? Truth is only one. Tantrics are another type. I don't know what to call them. They are harming themselves and all the rest of the world. And they'll take ages to get realization. Ages. It's a sin they are committing. All the Tantrics. What is a Shakti without love? There is no Shakti without love. Tantrics do not know where they are, what they are doing, they are just doing it. Now, as far as Kundalini is concerned, I have covered that topic. Now about tantrikas, as he has come, let me talk about libido because that will interest you a little. But what about meditation then? Huh? Is that, should we talk about tantrikas tomorrow? On libido, because we must have the experience. That is the main thing, most important. Realize. Those who are realized understand the importance of realization, because talks are talks, reading is reading, and divine is divine. You cannot reach there with your thoughts and reading. On the contrary, those who have read too much, it's very difficult for me to make them understand this is all avidya. How do you describe your mother in words? Have you got enough words to describe even the material mother you have? Then how can you understand that divine, which is the mother of all the mothers? It is for you to feel that love and jump into the ocean of that love, which is knowledge, complete knowledge and beauty. इसको बंद करिए.